Hello everyone and welcome to Kiki Crochet. In this video tutorial we are going to learn how to crochet step by step this beautiful round cardigan. For those interested in the written pattern, which is written out separately for each of the 5 sizes, you're going to find the link in the pinned comment under the video. Now, my cardigan is size large and the diameter of my circle is 125 centimeters. And for this size I used a total of 10 skeins of Signet Chunky, which is 100% acrylic bulky yarn. Now, as we go through, you're going to see cards passing by where I'm going to mention how much yarn you're going to need for each size, from small to extra large. And as I go through my cardigan, when I crochet the holes for the sleeves, the video is going to stop and cards are going to start passing by your screen, where I'm going to mention for each size in which row you're going to crochet your sleeves, how many chains you're going to work, how many stitches you're going to skip, so you can crochet your jacket correctly. Okay, so now let's see the material that we're going to use and how to start. The yarn that I'm going to use is Signet Chunky. Each skein is 100 grams and it's 156 meters and it's 100% acrylic. This is bulky yarn and I'm going to crochet with a 6mm crochet hook. Now let's see step by step how we're going to crochet a round cardigan. Now we're going to start crocheting our cardigan, and I'm going to start with my magic circle. If you do not know how to work the magic circle, you can chain 4, slip stitch in the first chain to form a ring, and whatever steps I work in the center of my magic circle, you're going to crochet in the center of your ring. So in order to start with the magic circle, take the yarn and wrap it around your 2 fingers once. Bring the yarn on the top left, okay. Now put your hook under the right yarn, over the left one, and bring it under. Okay, now turn your hook around once so you're creating a loop. Grab the left yarn, pull it through the loop. Now by doing this we have secured the magic circle, but also I have the first out of the 3 chains that I need for my first double crochet. So work 2 more chains and we have the 3 chains that form the first double crochet of the row. And now I'm going to crochet 11 more. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and my last stitch, 12. Now grab the yarn that you started your magic circle with and pull it tight so the hole in the center closes up. Okay, so we have 12 double crochet. Now we're gonna close the row in a different way that you have seen so far, in this because we're trying to prevent as much as possible the seam that we get from the slip stitches. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my hook from the back to the front under the chain 2, under the chain 3. Okay, so right here, take the loop. Okay, place it on your hook and grab the loop and pull it behind. Okay, now chain 2, 1 and 2, and this is how our work looks like at this point. We do not want to pull the loop very tight because you're gonna make a hole over here. Okay, you're still gonna have your seam from the slip stitches, but it's not gonna be as visible. So we have chain 2. Now those 2 chains count as my first double crochet of every row. Okay, and the reason that I'm starting with 2 chains is so I can avoid having a gap in the beginning of my rows. So 2 chains, turn your work, and in the very same stitch as the slip stitch right in here, we're going to work 1 more double crochet. So this is a 2 double crochet increase. Now starting from the next stitch, work 2 double crochet in every stitch all around. So we have 2 so far. Next stitch, 3 and 4, next one, 5 and 6, next one, 7 and 8. So keep working to double crochet in every stitch all around up until the end, which is this stitch over here, where you can have a total of 24 double crochet in the end of row 2. I've completed row 2 with a total of 24 double crochet. Now we're going to work the slip stitch in the same exact way we did in the previous row. So I want to put my hook from the back to the front under the chain 2 space, grab the loop and put it on your hook. Okay, now take the loop and pull it behind. So on the right side I have the loop, on the left side I have my yarn. Now chain 2, 1 and 2. Okay, see how the slip stitch is not that visible? Okay, now turn the work and we're going to start row 3. Now in row 3 we're going to work an increase in every second stitch. So starting from the first stitch right here, the base of your slip stitch, and work 1 more double crochet. So we're starting with a 2 double crochet increase. Okay, now starting from the next stitch, this double crochet over here, I'm going to work 1 double crochet. In the next stitch I'm going to work an increase to double crochet in the same stitch, 1 and same stitch, 2. Now again in the next stitch I'm going to work 1 double crochet. In the next stitch I'm going to work 2 double crochet in the same stitch, 1 and 2. So in every second stitch I'm working a 2 double crochet increase. Keep repeating all around. Your last stitch is going to be this one over here, and if you're crocheting correctly, the last stitch will be a 1 double crochet. I've completed row 3 with a total of 36 double crochet. We're going to close our row in the same exact way as we did on the previous rows. So put your hook from the back to the front under the chain space, take the loop, pull it behind. Okay, now take the yarn and chain 2, 1 and 2, and turn your work to start row 4. In row 4 we're going to be working an increase in every third stitch. So starting, I'm going to work 1 more double crochet in the same space as the base of the chain, so right in here. So this is a 2 double crochet increase to start the row with. Now starting from the next stitch, I'm going to work 1 double crochet in the first 2 stitches, increase in the third. So 1 double crochet in the first, 1 double crochet in the second stitch, 2 double crochet in the third, 1, same stitch, 2. So keep working the sequence all around, 1 double crochet in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1, 1, 2 all around. And if you have crocheted correctly, your last 3 stitches should look as such. You would have worked an increase right in here, and in each of the last 2 stitches you're going to be working 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet. Okay, so 1 double crochet in the last 2 stitches. I have completed row 4 with a total of 48 double crochet. Now we're going to close the row by working our slip stitch, chain 2, okay, and turn your work. In the same stitch as the 2 chains under the space over here, work 1 more double crochet. So we're always starting with a 2 double crochet increase every row. Now in row 5 we're going to work an increase in every 4th stitch. So 1 double crochet in the first, 1 double crochet in the second, 1 double crochet in the third, and in the 4th stitch I'm going to work a 2 double crochet increase. 1, same stitch, 2. So keep working that sequence all around. 1, 2, 3, increase in the 4th, 1, 2, 3, increase in the 4th. Keep repeating all around, and in your last 3 stitches you will finish with 1 double crochet in each of the last 3 stitches. If you count 4 stitches from the end, okay, right here you will have your last increase, okay, and then to follow the 3 double crochet to finish. And this is how it's going to be working, okay? The sequence, every time you start a new row, you're moving the increase in the next stitch as you did in the previous row. So in the previous row we were working an increase in every 3rd stitch. Now in every 4th, then in every 5th, every 6th stitch, every 7th stitch, and so on. Okay, so once I finish row 5, I'm going to turn my video back on. I have completed row 5 with a total of 60 double crochet. Now we're going to close row 5 to start row 6. So I'm going to work my slip stitch, chain 2, and I'm going to turn my work to start row 6. Okay, so in the same stitch where those 2 chains are coming out from, okay, under that space over here, I'm going to work 1 more double crochet. So I'm starting my row with an increase. Okay, so now starting from the next stitch right over here, I'm going to start working 1 double crochet in each of the next 4, and on the 5th stitch I'm going to work my increase. So in row 6 I'm going to be working an increase in every 5th stitch. So starting from the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the first, 1 double crochet in the second, 1 double crochet in the third, 1 double crochet in the 4th, and in the 5th stitch I'm going to work my increase, 2 double crochet in the same stitch, 1 and 2. So keep working the same sequence all around. 1 double crochet in the next 4, increase in the 5th stitch, okay, all around. And in the end, in the last 4 stitches, I'm going to finish with 1 double crochet in each of the last 4 stitches, okay? I have completed row 6, and our work at this point is waving, okay? It has started from the previous rows, and this happens because we're working the increases. It's not wrong, we're going to fix it in the next rows, okay? Now we're going to close row 6 by working a slip stitch and a chain 2, and turn your work. Starting from the first stitch right over here, okay, I'm going to work in the same stitch as the base of my 2 chains. I'm working 1 more double crochet, and in row 7 we're going to be working an increase in every 6th stitch. So 1 double crochet in the first one, 1 in the second one, 1 in the third, 1 in the 4th one, 1 in the 5th one, and in the 6th stitch I'm working a 2 double crochet increase, 1 same stitch, 2. So keep working the sequence all around. We're working an increase in every 6th stitch all around, and you're going to finish the row by working 1 double crochet in the last 5 stitches. I have completed row 7 with a total of 84 double crochet all around. Now from here on up until the sleeve openings, we're going to work off camera. Now in row 8 for all sizes, we're going to work 1 double crochet in every stitch all around with no increases, just to help our circle straighten out a little bit. Okay, so row 8 is 1 double crochet all around, so again we're going to have 84 stitches, and from there on in every new row of increases you're going to be adding an extra stitch. Okay, you're going to bring in the increase a stitch after than you did in the previous row. So what I mean is in row 8 we're going to work 1 double crochet in every stitch. Now in row 9 you're going to work as such. So in row 7 we worked an increase in every 6th stitch. Okay, in row 8 we're going to work 1 double crochet in every stitch. In row 9 you're going to work an increase in every 7th stitch. In row 10 an increase in every 8th stitch. In row 11 an increase in every 9th stitch. In row 12 an increase in every 10th stitch, and so on. Okay, up until I'm going to start working for the sleeves. When I turn my video back on, it's going to be time to work the sleeves, where the video is going to stop. I'm going to show you the cards for all sizes except large, because we're working together size large. Okay, you're going to see those cards passing by your screen where they're going to mention at which row you're going to start working for the sleeves. So up until that row you're going to be working increases. Okay, and how many stitches are you going to work, how many chains, how many stitches you're going to skip, and so on. So everything's going to be made step by step. Just don't forget how you're going to be working your increases, and every time in every new row of increases you're adding a total of 12 stitches. Okay, so we started with 12 in row 1, plus 12 in row 2 is 24, plus 12 36, plus 12 48, plus 12 60, plus 12 72, plus 12 84 in row 7. So row 8 for all sizes 1 double crochet in every stitch, and then from row 9 start working your increases again. Okay, so once I reach for the sleeve openings, I'm going to turn my video back on. I have completed row number 16. I have a total of 180 double crochet in this row. It's very important to have the correct number of stitches so your sleeves will come out right. Okay, so row 16, a total of 180 double crochet, and now in row 17 for size large we are going to create the sleeve openings. Now when I finish crocheting the whole row, cards will show up on your screen where I will be writing out in the same exact way as I'm going to tell you now how to crochet this row for every size from small to 2 extra large. Okay, each size I will have it written out separately. So let's start. I've completed row 16. We're starting row 17. I have already worked my 3 chains, and I'm going to turn my work. Okay, now for size large I have 3 chains to start with, which is my first double crochet, and starting from the second stitch I want to crochet 29 more in order to have 30 double crochet in total. So let's start. 1, next stitch, 2, next stitch, 3, next one, 4, and keep crocheting up until you have 30 double crochet. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is very important. In the row that you're going to close, you're going to create your sleeve openings, we do not crochet increases. Okay, we only work 1 double crochet in every stitch, no matter which row. I have stated on the cards on the chart, okay, no increases in the row that we create the sleeve openings. So once I finish my 30 double crochet, I'm going to turn my video back on. I have worked my 30 double crochet, and now I'm going to crochet the chains for the sleeve opening. For this size, for size large, I'm going to chain 23, but please do not crochet your chains very tight. Don't go like this, okay, to crochet them as tight as possible. I want you to crochet them as loose as possible you can. If you are a tight crocheter, please go up a hook size so your chains are loosely made. This way they're not going to be shrinked, they won't look shrinked, and you won't have your project shrinking in from crocheting tightly your chains. So when I say loose, see how the loop is open here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look how my chains look like. They're loosely made. I've made 5 chains. When I crochet my 23, I'm going to turn my video back on. I have worked my 23 chains, so this means that I'm going to skip 23 stitches from my project. I'm going to skip 23 double crochet, and I'm going to crochet in the 24th stitch. So as many chains as you have for your size, this many stitches you're going to skip, and you're going to crochet in the next one. So let's skip our 23 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I'm skipping the 23 stitches, and I'm going to start crocheting from the 24th, from the next stitch. Okay, so let me take out the needle and work 1 double crochet. Okay, so we just closed for the sleeve. Now, starting from the next stitch, I'm going to work 1 double crochet in each of the next 73 stitches. So starting from the next stitch, 1, next one, 2, next one, 3, and I'm going to keep crocheting up until I reach 73 double crochet. I have worked my 73 double crochet, and now again we're going to work the chain to form the sleeve opening. So chain 23, loosely chain, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and keep crocheting up until you have 23. I've worked my 23 chains, and now again I'm going to skip 23 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I'm skipping the 23 stitches, and I'm going to work my double crochet in the next stitch in the 24th, right in here. Okay. So we've created the other sleeve opening as well. So now I'm going to keep crocheting up until I reach the end, and in order to finish the row, I'm going to work 1 double crochet in each of the last 29 stitches, starting from the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, and my 29th stitch, my last stitch, will fall right in here in the last double crochet of the previous row. I've completed row number 17. We created our sleeve openings on the one side. On the other side, right here on the top, as we had mentioned in the beginning, is your top part of the round vest, and this is the bottom part of the round vest. Okay, now we are going to start row 18. From here on, we're going to work off camera. Okay, and we're going to start row 18, and from here on we're going to start again to create our increases, and from here on up until the end we're going to be working increases in every single row. So when I stopped in row 16, okay, when I completed row 16, which was the last row that I formed increases, because in the row of the sleeves we didn't work any increases. So in row 16 I was working an increase in every 14th stitch. Now after the row of the sleeve opening, you're going to continue your increases from where you stopped. So since I was doing my increases in every 14th stitch here, from row 18 I'm going to be working increases in every 15th stitch, then in the next row in every 16th, in every 17th, in every 18th, and so on. Okay, so what you're going to do, as always, here you have the chain 3, crochet in the same stitch, your one more double crochet to have your increase, and starting from the next stitch right over here, you're going to start counting your stitches to form the increase, and you're going to crochet, you're going to count your chains in the same exact way as if you were counting double crochet, and we are crocheting in the chains, not under them. We're crocheting in every single chain. So this is what we're going to do. Once you work your 2 first double crochet to start with, starting from the next stitch, start counting 1, 2, 3, start crocheting, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 double crochet. In the 15th, work your increase. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. In the 15th, you're going to work your increase. Okay, now in the other sizes, the increase might not fall right before you begin counting your stitches. If it falls 1 or 2 stitches after or 1 or 2 stitches before, that's okay, it's not wrong. If you have the correct stitch count, then you're crocheting correctly. Now, on top of each chain, crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, double crochet, and in the 15th, work your increase. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stitches. In the 15th, work your increase, and so on, and keep repeating up until the end, okay? Then once you close the row, once you finish the row, in the next row, you're going to work increases in every 16th stitch, and so on. So from here on, I'm going to finish my cardigan, my round vest off camera. And once I finish, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to crochet together the last row, which might be a row of the shell stitch. I'll see, I'm going to experiment in the end and see which stitch I prefer better. Okay, so keep working up until the vest, the front 2 pieces, they overlap with each other, okay, on the front part, so we can attach the wooden pin. So once I finish, I'm going to turn my video back on. I've completed crocheting my jacket at this point, and I have worked a total of 42 rows, and in the last row, in the 42nd one, I was working increases in every 39th stitch, and the diameter of my circle, which is measuring the circle from the one side to the other, is 125 centimeters or 49.2 inches. And if you want to measure your circle, just lay down on a flat surface your circle and measure it from the one side to the other. Now we're going to work the last rows of our jacket, and we're going to work a rib stitch. And because I want to give a little more, I want to grow my circle a little more, I'm going to be working front post and back post triple crochet and not double crochet as we were working up until this point. So let's see how we're going to do that. So let's start our first row of the rib stitch, and we are going to be working front post and back post triple crochet. Now in the previous row we were working an increase in every 39th stitch. In this row I want to be working increases in every 40th stitch of my row. Okay, and I have started with a total of 3 chains rather than 2 that we were starting the previous rows, because now we're going to be working front post triple crochet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the yarn around my hook twice, and I'm going to start with the next stitch. Of course the first 3 chains count as my first stitch of the row. Okay, in the next stitch I'm going to work a front post triple crochet by putting my hook from the front to the back on the right side of the stitch, take it out to the front again on the left side, so we're pulling the stitch outwards, grab the yarn, pull it under the stitch, grab the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, grab the yarn, pull through the next 2 loops, grab the yarn, pull through the last 2 loops. Yarn over twice. The next stitch is going to be a back post triple crochet. So put your hook from the back to the front on the right side of the stitch, take your hook out again on the left side, so we're pulling the stitch backwards, and work a back post triple crochet. So take the yarn, pull it under the stitch, grab the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, take the yarn through the next 2 loops, take the yarn through the last 2 loops. So now I'm going to keep working 1 front post triple crochet, and then 1 back post triple crochet. So far I have a total of 5 stitches along with the 3 chains in the beginning. Once I crochet in the 39th stitch, which is going to be either a front post or a back post triple crochet depending on your size and at what row you have stopped crocheting, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to work the increase in the 40th stitch. I have worked my 39 front post and back post triple crochet, and now we're going to work the increase. So I'm going to wrap the yarn around my hook twice, and since the previous post is a back post, in the 40th stitch that I want to work my increase, I'm going to work a front post triple crochet. Now in order to work the increase, what I want to do is I want to work 1 more stitch in the same stitch. And how we're going to do that is we need to know which loops belong to each stitch. Now every time that we work a project in which we turn the work in every time we start a new row, okay, the loop that belongs to each stitch is on the top left of the stitch. So this is a double crochet, this is the loop that belongs to it on the top left. So we just worked a front post triple crochet around this stitch, the 40th stitch, and I'm going to work a regular double crochet in the loop of that stitch, which is on the top left, right over here. 1 double crochet. And the reason that I work 1 double crochet instead of a triple crochet is because when we work front post and back post triple crochet, the height of the stitch is shorter, okay? And the height of the stitch belongs to that of a double crochet. See here where I worked the double crochet, the stitches keep the same height. So now I'm going to start crocheting and counting from 1 again to work from 1 to the 40th stitch that I need my increase. And because the last stitch was a front post, the first stitch to start counting for my repetitions again is going to be a front post as well. And this is because, see here the double crochet that we worked, in the next row this stitch is going to become a back post. So I want the next stitch to be a front post. So the repeating stitches are coming out correctly. Now, depending on the size that you're making and on the row that you start crocheting, if this stitch was a back post, triple crochet, and then we worked the double crochet, this means your first stitch, starting to count for your repetitions again, would be a back post as well. So whatever your last stitch is for the repetitions, the same stitch you're going to work for the first stitch of your repetitions again. And if you're crocheting correctly, the last increase for any size that you're going to make is going to fall right here on the last stitch of the row. Okay, so my last stitch here is going to be either a front post or a back post triple crochet, and in the same stitch in the loop I'm going to work a double crochet. Okay, so once I finish crocheting all around, I'm going to turn my video back on to see how to start the last row of our project. I have completed my row. In the last stitch I have worked my increase. My last stitch was a front post triple crochet, one double crochet in the same stitch. Okay, and now put your hook to work a slip stitch in the same way we have seen all the previous rows, and I'm going to chain a total of 3. So this was 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I am not going to turn my work. I'm going to keep working in the same directions because now we're working front posts and back posts. So I'm going to wrap my yarn around my hook twice, and since my first stitch was a front post double crochet, in this row again I'm going to work front post triple crochet. In this row again I'm going to work a front post triple crochet. Yarn over twice. The next stitch was a back post triple crochet. So in this row I'm going to work a back post triple crochet again. So keep working one front post, one back post triple crochet, and once you reach right here in the increases that we worked, the pattern is just going to flow by, because see how this is a front post? Now this is the double crochet that we worked, and it already seems as if it's a back post double crochet. So since this is a front post triple crochet, go ahead and work a back post triple crochet on this stitch, then front post, back post, front post, and so on. So once I complete crocheting all around and I crochet in the last stitch a back post triple crochet, I'm going to work a slip stitch in the third chain, counting from the bottom to the top, and then I'm going to turn my video back on to see how our cardigan looks completed. I have completed crocheting my project, and I had to finish off camera because I had to finish up my written pattern. So what I want to mention is the following things that I did. In the first row of the rib stitch we were working front post and back post triple crochet. Now in the last row we started together with front post and back post triple crochet again, but because unfortunately I didn't win the yarn chicken and I had a few stitches left in the end, I frogged the whole row, the whole last row, and I worked front post and back post double crochet. Okay, so the first row of the rib stitch is front post and back post triple crochet, and the last row is front post and back post double crochet. Okay, and this is how the end of our project looks like. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you like the video, please press like, leave a comment, and share it with your friends. Thanks again. Bye bye.